In this podcast, I'm going to talk about pollution and how plastic is bad for the environment and how you can get started by using reusable bags, reducing your carbon footprint, and when you're out grocery shopping, getting paper bags instead of plastic bags. Because generally, when you go into a grocery store, people tend to get plastic bags over paper bags uh, it's more easier. It's easier to access. It's more easier to dispose of. But as for the environment, though, plastic is not a very good. It's not a very good way to. It's not a very good thing to have or do. Because it just ends up in our landfills, it just ends up in our oceans. There are many companies out there that will tell you that they can recycle plastic, reuse plastic, but in reality is all plastic ends up at the end of its life, ends up either in our landfills, in our oceans, or it just ends up in our air, and it's causing climate change. It's causing global warming. It's causing pollutants to go in our oceans, in our air, and we don't want any of that. So what you can do to reduce your carbon footprint is by not accepting plastic when you go to your local coffee shop or your local grocery store, or perhaps you're gonna buy plastic bags to gather up all your garbage around your house, and you're going to the dump and you're making a dump run, or perhaps you're helping to clean up someone else's house or area or workplace or whatever, and you're buying garbage bags. Perhaps you can buy paper bags as a substitute. Might not be as sturdy or durable, but you would definitely reduce your carbon footprint that way. And if everybody were to get on board with that, we wouldn't see as much pollutants out there in our earth as we are seeing now. My workplace recently took a stand on banning plastic straws. I find that as a pretty good step towards reducing our carbon footprint in the workplace, and also when we sell coffee or juice to customers, for that matter, they would receive a paper straw and not a plastic straw, and not handing out so many plastic straws on on a daily basis would definitely reduce the carbon footprint, because most of the time those plastic straws end up in the oceans, and they just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate till they finally break down, and it just gets all up in our oceans. So the point as to what I'm saying in this podcast, and I hope everybody sees it. Forgive me if I'm coming off as a little weird. I'm still learning to do these podcasts without stuttering, and making sure I stay on topic on each and every show or episode. So when you want to help the environment, you want to take a stand on reducing your carbon footprint and doing what you can to help the earth. The first thing you could do is reduce how much plastic you use while you're on this earth. And plastic isn't the only thing. There's other pollutants that people use every day to go about their daily lives. But there are people out there that use electric cars, but electric cars also have a impact. They have an impact on this planet as well, because the pollutants that create the vehicle and keep the vehicle maintained also give off a carbon footprint, but it also is a much safer route compared to combustion engines that give off tons and tons of carbon emissions and pollutants. And anyways, this was just a podcast on plastic, and do what you can to protect the environment and limit your carbon footprint. Have a great day.